Welcome to the structural analysis course. So in the previous classes, we have started the influence line diagram. We have discussed what is the implication of influence line diagram, and then in the last lecture we have discussed how to draw the influence line diagram for a beam which is subjected to UDL as well as a concentrated load. So in this lecture we'll discuss qualitative influence line diagram. How quickly you can draw the influence line diagram for any building. So this method is also called Muller-Breslau principle because he first proposed this method. So this is actually rapid construction of shape of an influence line diagram. So if you want to draw that the influence line diagram for this beam using this principle, you can do that. So, as we have already discussed, the use of influence line diagram is huge for design of any structure. If you see, this is a rail bridge, right? So, to design this girder or the beam which supports the load, first you have to understand the bending moment and shear force, how it is changing when the load, or in that case it is rail or train, when the train is moving from one position to another position. So how the bending moment and shear force at each point of a bridge is changing. So design of this bridge girder is based on the influence line that must be constructed for the train loading, right? So in the last class we have calculated. So for example, this is a beam, and if a uniformly distributed load, basically the train load is nothing but a uniformly distributed load, which is passing through this bridge. So how the bending moment and the shear force will vary across the beam, that is actually displayed through influence line diagram. So you saw in the last class we have solved one problem. So how difficult, or maybe how the process to draw the shear force in an influence diagram for shear force or bending moments. So it is little bit lengthy process to draw the shape or to find out the influence line diagram for a beam when the multiple loads are acting, right? So as per this Muller-Breslau principle, you can quickly draw the shape of the uh, shape of the influence line diagram for any types of loading. So let's jump into the principle first. What the principle says. So influence line for a function, it may be reaction, shear, or a moment, is to the same scale as the deflected shape of the beam when the beam is acted upon by the function. So what is the meaning of this? Influence line, either it may be reaction or it may be shear or it may be moment, is to the same scale as the deflected shape of the beam when the beam is acted upon by the function itself, right? I'll just elaborate it in more details. So, as we have discussed in the earlier classes also, just let me recapitulate what is the influence line diagram. So, influence line is basically, so this is a beam. So, influence line is basically if a unit load is moving from left support to the right support gradually, how the shear force or bending moment or the reaction at any point in a beam will vary, right? So when for example, you want to find it out, how the variation of bending moment at this point when a moving load is coming from this side to this side, right? So our main objective may be if so this is a location, we call it C, right? So if a load, maybe concentrated load, is moving from at this point towards this direction, then how the bending moment at C is changing. Okay, like that. So so this may be bending moment, or this may be reaction force, or it may be shear force. So whatever maybe we are our interest to find it out, that if we draw with respect to the unit load, if it is moving from left to right, then we call it, that is influence line diagram, right? So influence line diagram is drawn at a particular point in a beam. So one influence line diagram will be there for each point, right? So for this point there will be one, for this point there will be one influence line diagram. So for this point there will be another influence line diagram. For this point another influence line diagram, like that. multiple locations, we can find it out what is the influence line diagram. So one each diagram will you will get it for different locations, right? So so as per this principle, let's see how quickly you can draw the bending moment diagram. So what it says, so as per the theory, for example, here, so if you see, this is a beam, right? This is simply supported beam, and if you want to draw the influence line diagram for the reaction AY, right? Vertical reaction AY. If you want to draw the influence line diagram, how it will be? So if we employ our earlier methods, whatever we have discussed in the last two classes, so when the load just above the support here, when the load is just above here, support, above the support, we will get the maximum value. So it will be maximum. So when the load comes here, then you will get little bit less reaction at this point. At this point, you will get a little bit less reaction, right? So when the load comes here, then you will get very less, comparatively less reactions at support A, right? So support A will have maximum reaction when the load is here. So when the load gradually moving this side, the reaction at A also reducing. So the influence line diagram will be like that, right? If we employ our earlier methods, we will see that influence line diagram for this beam is this one. So at x equal to 0, you will have maximum value and gradually it is decreasing, right? So that is the influence line diagram if we employ our the conventional method to draw the influence line diagram. So now let's see in this principle how quickly you can draw the influence line diagram. So as per this principle, what it says is, in the location where you want to find it out, the principle, when you have to find it out the influence line, there you have to release it. For example, I want to find it out the influence line diagram for AOY, right? AOY reaction at A, we want to find it out. So what we have to do is our first job will be to release the degrees of freedom at A in this direction. So we are finding out AY, right? Vertical direction. So what we will do is we will release this vertical direction movement. So this is originally hinge support, right? Hinge support means it can't go in either up direction or it can't go in the horizontal direction also. So you have two restraints in the hinge support, that is horizontal restraints and the vertical restraint. So ideally this point should not go any deflection in vertical direction or in the horizontal direction. But as per the principle, it says if you want to draw a influence line diagram at A because of the vertical load, vertical reaction, then what we have to do is our first job will be we release the vertical constraint. So once you release the vertical constraint, what will happen? This point or this beam actually can easily move in this direction. So this joint can easily rotate or move in this direction. So once the release of constraint is done, next what we have to do is we have to apply the load. Like we are finding out AY, right? AY is a vertical reaction. So vertical reaction we apply at this joint. So once we apply that, so what will be the shape? So this beam will be in this deflected shape after application of AY, right? So the beam deflected shape is this one now. So that's what. So this is our influence line diagram. So over, right? Over. So this is simply shape of the influence line diagram. So no calculation, nothing. What we did, we just released the degrees of freedom or the constraint in this direction, and then we applied the reaction, right? Reaction you have to find it out. So we applied the force at this point, and the deflected shape of this beam will basically give you the influence line for the reaction at A, vertical reaction at A. Very simple. So wherever you want to find out, for example, if question asks what is the shear force, shear influence line for the shear force at the midpoint of the beam. So what do we have to do? We have to release so that the midpoint can easily rotate in this plane, and then you apply a shear force, unit shear force at this point, and the deflected shape of the beam will be basically the shape of the influence line. Quickly you can draw. So let's see a few more examples here, right? So this is a beam given to us, right? This is a beam where here you have a hinge support and here you have a roller support, and this beam is there. So you have to find it out what is the influence line diagram for the shear force at C. So you have to find it out. The question is you have to draw the influence line diagram of shear force at point C. What will be the shape? So how quickly you can draw based on the Muller principle. So what it says is for this point actually we have to draw the influence line diagram, right? So what you have to make is first we will release this direction. So this direction earlier it was a rigid bar, right? Now we replace this rigid bar into a roller. Why we put roller? Because because of this roller, this point can easily slide it up here. So once we replace this point into a roller, now apply a shear force VC, because our question asks to draw the shear force influence diagram at this point, right? So shear force influence line diagram means we have to apply a shear force VC at this point. So shear force means one force will be acting downward and equivalent opposite force will be acting at the same point, right? So what will happen after application of this load? So now we replace this, we put a roller here, right? So roller means this point can easily move in this vertical direction. So once we apply V, what will happen to this segment of the beam? So once we apply the load here, so this part will now come rotate and it will come to this direction. So originally beam was horizontal. Now after applying the load VC, this beam will be deflected in this shape, this part. Similarly, this side, if we apply VC here, this part will go up and it will be deflected in this manner. So the deflected shape of this beam will nothing but the influence line diagram of VC as per the Muller principle. So just draw the reflected shape, and this is the influence line diagram of VC. So now if you employ the last class equations, whatever you have used to find it out the influence line diagram, and so you will get the same diagram here using the Muller principle, whatever you got. So very quickly actually we can draw the shape of the influence line diagram using this principle. Just we have to release its degree, and then apply the shear force or the bending moment or whatever the question asks. You apply that unit for moment and draw the deflected shape, you will get it, the influence line diagram of VC. So now let's see another example here. So this is another beam, which is a simply supported determinant beam. So you are asked to find out what is the moment at C, influence lines of moment at C, right? So what we have to do, we have to release. So what is our first principle? Principle is we have to release these points degrees of freedom. Means it is a moment, right? We have to draw the moment influence line diagram. That means we release this RTC, unlike here. Here we have drawn a question asked to draw the shear force influence line diagram at C. That's why we replace this point into a roller support. But here it is asked moment, right? Moment influence line diagram at C. So we replace C with a hinge. So hinge can rotate, right? The rotation is allowed here in this point. So we replaced a hinge at C, and then we applied a unit moment or moment MC in this joint. So what will happen now? So here we replaced original beam, we replaced with a hinge. Now if we apply a moment here, what will be the shape of this beam? So this portion will go up in this direction, and this portion also, because of this moment, it will go up. So this is the deflected shape of the beam after application of moment. So this is the influence line diagram. Simply, what is the shape you got? So same shape is nothing but the influence line diagram for MC. So using this Muller principle, very quickly we can draw the influence line diagram at any point in a structure. So, but the values, if you want to get what is the value here, then we have to employ our original method we discussed in the last lecture. But if question asks just draw the shape of the influence line diagram, then using this Muller principle, very quickly you can draw the principle, I mean draw the shape of the influence line diagram. Thank you so much.